Good Saturday morning, everyone. And First Alert meteorologist Leah Murphy. We have a beautiful stretch of weather on tap for the next several days. So Memorial Day weekend is on tap to be a great weekend for any outdoor plans. We're going to be seeing temperatures today getting up into the upper 70s to around 80 degrees under completely sunny skies. We'll really not be even seeing any cloud cover. Your 24 not even showing any clouds. As we head into the evening hours, we'll maintain clear skies and temperatures will start to fall back down into the 50s and into the upper 40s before we head out the door tomorrow morning. So it will be a cool start tomorrow, but temperatures are going to rebound nicely as we do once again have full sunshine on tap for your day on Sunday. Memorial Day itself is looking like a nice day as well. A little bit breezy, but we'll also be seeing temperatures once again returning to the lower 80s. And then as we head into the rest of next week, dry on Tuesday and Wednesday, but then we turn up the heat by the time we head into Thursday, and then we do run the risk for a couple of showers and thunderstorms as we head into the day on Friday. Let's check your forecast. Let's check in with Glenn for today's top headlines. Good morning, Glenn.
Thank you, Liam, and good morning, everybody. I'm Glenn Kittle, and this is your latest news update from Western Mass News. Many travelers have already gotten a head start to their Memorial Day weekend destinations. If your car runs on electricity, be warned. You may need to go on a quest to access a charging station. Mass DOT reports that 6 EV charging stations at the Mass Pike service plazas in Lee, Charlton, and Framingham are unavailable, but the Tesla chargers are still operating. And Governor Healy signed an executive order yesterday creating a new council, which she says will help veterans across the Commonwealth. The veterans and local leaders here in Western Mass have spoke with us, and they say this is their first time hearing about the new advisory council, and they're hoping they'll have a seat at the table. A couple say that they didn't exist under previous administrations. And we're less than a week away from the debt ceiling default deadline, and White House officials and Republican negotiations are moving closer to an agreement.